Okay, you guys, hi. Brenda Hillard here at createwithbrenda.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I um, am in north central Minnesota. So tonight, actually, yeah, well, my mystery stamping event happens the second Wednesday of every month. I do that via Zoom. It's a link at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And you get all of the information for your measurements and supplies when you subscribe to my newsletter. And that comes out about a week before the mystery stamping event. And it'll contain the link, it'll contain the supplies that you'll need. Um, let's back up. It does the measurements and the paper that you'll need. And then we kind of create on the fly. I um, then post to YouTube, and that's what you're finding now, the following day, so that if you have cut out all of your things but you missed our live Zoom, you can always tune in the next day and pick it up on my YouTube channel. So anyway, welcome to Mystery Stamping Virtual Event at Create with Brenda. Let's get started. So for our event this month, it looked like this. You needed to have basic white cardstock that measures 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. You needed a piece of basic white cardstock cut at 3 3/4 by 5. You can use just the flat white, or I chose to emboss mine using the Pretty Flowers embossing folder. So there's that piece. Then I said to pick cardstock in 3 colors that are different shades but of the same color, so that monochromatic scheme. And here's what I picked. Now, I have done a video on this card layout like years ago, but I simplified this using just 3 circles instead of multiple circles. But I chose to use Coastal Cabana, Pool Party, and Bermuda Bay. I have some other samples too using different colors that I'll show you once you know what the mystery card looks like, okay? All right, so the circles that I used are from the layering dies, like this. And I've been working with layering and measurements, and now we've moved on to what's called, right, concentric circles, just like that. So they just kind of layer evenly. You can just pick from your layering circle dies, whatever works best. But I cut one of Coastal Cabana, one of Pool Party, and one of Bermuda Bay. All right. So I'm just going to put our dies off to the side here. And let's bring in our trimmer. So what's going to happen now is we are going to cut our circles in half using the trimmer. And it works pretty slick, actually. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit here so that you can see these 2 grooves right here, right on each side of the cutting trough. I'm going to push this or nest this up in there. And then using my markings on either side of the circle to make sure that it's as close to center as you can. And then I'm just going to cut it in half with my dark gray cutting tool. Okay, so here's my Pool Party. Same thing. Get that lined up so that it's even. The markings. There we go. Cut that one in half. And then our little. We'll cut that in half. All right. So now we have 6 half circles. And let's bring in our embossed. This is the 3 3/4 by 5. Okay. So I'm just going to take my silicone mat. And we're going to add, I'm going to use liquid glue on this embossed background. I think it'll stick better. So the very first card that I did with the group last night was to just place this down close to the edge like that. And then I'm going to put glue on the other side of this one. And I'm going to glue that down to this edge, and so that it overlaps a bit with my other circle. So I get like that swirl look, okay? Now, the people that participated last night during the live Zoom event are going to be posting their cards that they made on my Create with Brenda Crafters page on Facebook. So if you're on Facebook, go check it out there and see what they made during the event. And I will post all of the cutting and scoring and all that good stuff down below this video. So is what I did there is I just lined it up, the edge here, and then to the corner there. Okay, I'm going to take another one. And I'm going to show you some variations that you can do. And like I said, please go and check out the people that participated last night made some really beautiful cards. So check those out at my Create with Brenda. All right, so there, because all I did was just keep layering up the circles. How fun is that, right? I need to be pushed down a little. Thank goodness I used the liquid glue. Gives me a minute to, whoops, reposition. There we go. All right, so how cool is that, right? Now, this card is quick and simple. I'm going to take some dimensionals, and I guess I have one left on that sheet, and I don't have the edge cut. So let's take the one, whoops, and I always like to put one in the middle just to keep that nice and level and so it doesn't sag. Take my backings off. Then I take your pick tool. And then on our card base, I'm just going to center this on the front. There we go. Just like that. And I'll get our bone folder here and give a crease. Isn't it pretty? And it's crisp. I love that. Just love it. All right. So then I was looking, okay, what should I do? How should I decorate this up? And there's lots of things you can do. But I liked the embossed background here. So I chose the Special Moments. It's the Celebration stamp set. All of these really, really cool sentiments. And I am going today to choose, well, I'll do the same thing. I've got the I Think You're Wonderful. I'm just going to mount that on my block. Take my Memento black ink. I'm going to ink this up. And I have just a scrap piece of 1/4 inch wide cardstock. You know how you trim off those edges sometimes? I always save those because these work really well for the banners. And I'm just going to stamp this right here. I think you're wonderful. Like it. Great. So then I'm just going to bring in my trimmer. And this piece will vary in size depending upon the length of your sentiment. I'm just going to cut that. So 1/2 inch wide by however long you need for the sentiment you choose. from your stash, okay? And I'm going to add a couple more dimensionals. Do I want dimensionals? No, I do not. I'm not going to put dimensionals. Nope. I'm gonna just use Stampin' Seal because otherwise, um, I think it would have been. Yeah, I do want dimensionals. Now I'll have lots of adhesive on the back. Sorry to be so wishy-washy there. I can't remember what I did from one card to the next, but I'll show you some alternative projects that I did too with these same concentric circles. All right, so here's our sentiment. I'm just going to put this right in the center there. I love it. It's easy, it's quick, and it's pretty, don't you think? Be sure to comment. I love comments. But now I want to show you something really fun. Look what arrived in my mailbox yesterday. Ta-da! It's a whole new set that's going to be available to customers on March 1st. It's called Waves of the Ocean. And I don't know if you can see how pretty these are, but it's Coastal Cabana. It's a green color, Bermuda Bay, Coastal Cabana, a light blue, and then a dark blue. They're beautiful gems and they're so sparkly. So I'm going to take some of these Bermuda Bay sparkles and I want to just add those my card just to give it a little pizzazz. So what do you think? That's it. That's the mystery card for this month using concentric circles. And don't forget about this beautiful sentiment set over here. With a $100 product purchase during celebration, you can pick this set free. You earn this set is how I like to say it. If your order is under $150, please use my February host code up there. If it's over $150, do not use my host code. You still qualify for my gift. With a $75 purchase, I am sending out a beautiful card that will contain a package of the iridescent rhinestones. Plus $75, you'll get to pick a $50, a level 1 product out of the celebration brochure. So enough about that. Let me show you some of the other cards that I did using this same layout. So here's one that I used a polished pink background. I did Blushing Bride, polished pink, and then under here you can see the Melon Mambo circle. I used the medium Daisy Punch, and then just our fun flowing flower embellishment with the heck yeah from what's that set called? The Happy and Heartfelt. I love the font in there and I love some of the sayings, but this one you can see too that I didn't emboss the background, but I did emboss the large circle. So that gives it kind of a whole different look. So there's that one. I did this one where I used the stitched greenery die on my 3 1/4 by 5-inch piece. And I have mint macaron. What did I use? Just jade and shaded spruce. And then I used that brushed metallic DSP, which with the stitched leaves dies, and then took the big congratulations sentiment from the special moments and popped that up on there. So there's that one. Then I did this one. And this one's kind of fun too, because I did the edge with the Bermuda Bay to pop up or make the 3 3/4 by 5 pop. Then I use designer series papers for my circles. And then the sentiment from what is that rainbow? It is called Rainbow of Happiness. Yeah, it says it right there. But the Rainbow of Happiness set has that photopolymer that you can form. So is what I did is before I put the circles on, I curved the stamp to fit on the block and then stamped the arch and then put the circles in. I like that one. And the last one that I have is here. And this one has the little car. I cut the gifts off and then I paper pieced the little car with a thank you and have the balloons in the back. I'm going to be doing a technique class on, I believe, the 19th of this month. Yes. Let me make sure. That's not right. It'll be on February 22nd. It's Technique Tuesday. It'll be the second one that I've hosted, and we're going to work with paper piecing. So if you're interested in that technique, be sure to tune in. Check my newsletter for location as far as YouTube, Facebook, where am I going to be, right? So anyway, paper piercing technique. I hope that you have enjoyed the February mystery stamping virtual event. And I will be back next month on March 8th at 7 p.m. So subscribe to my newsletter at the link below. You'll get all the details, and I hope you can join us. All right, for now, goodbye, everybody.